Class 12th, Subject Physics, 11th chapter, Magnetic Materials. From this chapter, let us see first of all the introduction of this chapter. When a small bar magnet is suspended freely, it remains along the geographic north and south directions. In this chapter, we will study the behavior of a short bar magnet which is placed into two perpendicular magnetic fields. Similarly, different types of magnetism with their properties as well as examples and the applications of magnetism. So, let us see the very first point from this chapter, that is torque acting on a magnetic dipole in a uniform magnetic field. So, if you consider uniform magnetic field and if any bar magnet, that is magnetic dipole, is placed into it, then that bar magnet will be acted upon by the torque. But already we have studied that the torque acting on a rectangular current carrying coil placed in magnetic field is given by the formula torque equal to factor M cross factor B, that is equal to mb sin theta, where M represents the magnetic dipole moment of that rectangular current carrying coil and B is the magnitude of uniform magnetic field. Now in that formula, theta will represent the angle between M and B. Now when a bar magnet is placed in uniform magnetic field, then the same effect will be observed. The forces exerted on the bar magnet due to magnetic field are along different lines of action. These forces form the couple, and this couple will produce purely rotational motion of the magnet. So now let us see here. These horizontal arrows will represent the uniform magnetic field. In that uniform magnetic field, a magnetic dipole consisting of two poles S and N is kept such that the axis of the magnetic dipole will make some angle theta with the direction of magnetic field. Then the magnetic dipole moment factor M will be directed from S to N, and the two poles of the magnet N and S will be acted upon by the forces MB and MB. Here in this case, M will represent the pole strength of each pole. So that from this figure it is clear that the force acting on the north pole is in the direction of magnetic field and the force acting on the south pole is in the opposite direction to that of magnetic field. Now this distance NC will represent the perpendicular distance between these two forces. And now when a bar magnet is placed in uniform magnetic field at that such that the angle between M and B equal to theta, then it will be acted upon by the torque, which will be directed in the downward direction so as to rotate that magnetic dipole. Now the torque acting on the bar magnet placed in uniform magnetic field is given by the formula, that is torque equal to mb sin theta, similar to that of rectangular coil. For the bar magnet, torque equal to mb sin theta. In this case, M will represent the magnetic dipole moment of that bar magnet, B will be the magnitude of the magnetic field, and theta will be the angle between M and B. So torque equal to mb sin theta, let it equation 1. Now when any bar magnet is placed in uniform magnetic field, at that time it is acted upon by the torque, and therefore due to this torque the bar magnet will undergo rotational motion. Whenever a displacement is taking place, we know that work is being done, and therefore such work is stored in the form of potential energy in the new position. and the magnetic potential energy will be now developed. So in this case, when this bar magnet is placed in uniform magnetic field, at that time the couple or torque is acting on it, therefore there will be displacement of this bar magnet from its original position, and hence due to this displacement work will be done on this bar magnet. This work done will be stored in the form of magnetic potential energy, and therefore the magnetic potential energy of that bar magnet will be given as magnetic potential energy equal to torque at any particular angle theta into d theta. Now how it will be potential energy, let us see. Because work done is stored in the form of potential energy. Now this is the torque, that is force into perpendicular distance and into this d theta. So that perpendicular distance into d theta, that will be the displacement, and hence force into displacement, that will be the work done, and it is nothing but the magnetic potential energy. So equal to torque at any position theta into d theta, that will be equal to integration. Here for this angle d theta it is taken, and torque into d theta, that is and if we try to find out the total magnetic potential energy of that bar magnet, then it will be integration torque at any position theta into d theta, that will be equal to integration mb sin theta into d theta. So here mb sin theta is nothing but this torque, and therefore mb sin theta d theta. Now mb is constant taken out of integration, and therefore will be equal to mb integration sin theta d theta. But integration sin theta d theta, that is integration of sin theta, is minus cos theta, and therefore mb into minus cos theta. So mb into minus cos theta, that will be and therefore we can write equal to minus mb cos theta, equation number 2. Now if you consider this equation, the potential energy of that bar magnet will depend upon the value of theta, that is for different values of theta the potential energy will be different, and therefore in this case we will have to consider some of the cases. Now let us see the first case, that is when theta is equal to 0. When theta is equal to 0, cos theta, that is cos 0, will be equal to 1, and therefore will be equal to minus mb. So as it is minus mb, this will be definitely minimum potential energy, and therefore this is the position when m and b are parallel and the magnet possesses minimum potential energy and is in the most stable state. Now let us see second case. When theta is equal to 180 degree, cos theta, that is cos 180, will be equal to minus 1, and will be equal to plus mb. Now as it is plus, it will represent maximum magnetic potential energy, and therefore for this case we can say that this is the position when m and b are anti-parallel and the bar magnet will possess maximum potential energy and is in the most unstable state. So in the first case it was in the most stable state, in the second case it is in most unstable state. And now let us consider the third case, that is when theta is equal to 90 degree. Then cos theta, that is cos 90, will be equal to 0, and the potential energy, that is magnetic potential energy will be equal to 0. So for this third position we can say that this is the position when bar magnet is aligned perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. So third case will be applicable only when that magnet is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, and therefore if you consider the variation of the potential energy as a function of angle theta, then the nature of the graph will be as shown in the figure. So in this case, if we consider the variation of the magnetic potential energy and theta, then just now we have seen three different cases. When theta is equal to 0, at that time the magnetic potential energy will be minimum, that is minus mb. When angle is equal to 90 degree, that is theta is equal to 90, at that time potential energy will be equal to 0, and when theta is equal to 180 degree, it will be maximum potential energy, that is equal to mb. That means from this case we can say that when angle theta is equal to 0, that is that magnet will be parallel to the direction of magnetic field. At that time it will possess minimum potential energy, that will be equal to minus mb. When it is perpendicular, when the magnet is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, it will possess 0 magnetic potential energy. And when it is tilted, that means if it is rotated, at that time theta will be equal to 180 degree, and at that time it will possess maximum potential energy, that is mb. So this will be regarding the magnetic potential energy. From this graph it is clear that the magnet rotates through some angle and then becomes stationary. Now this happens because of the restoring torque. So if you consider again this figure, if this magnet is now rotated like this, if it is rotated in this way, at that time it will give rise to torque. So that torque will be the rotating torque. That torque which will rotate that magnet, it will be rotating torque, that will be equal to mb sin theta. But at the same time this magnet will try to come to its original position, and therefore some restoring torque must be acting there so as to nullify the rotating torque. And therefore this torque, that is rotating torque, is given by the formula torque rotating will be equal to I into d square theta by dt square. Equation number 3. So this equation 3 will represent as the restoring torque, and this equation 1 will represent rotating torque. Now in this equation I represents moment of inertia of that bar magnet, and d square theta by dt square, that will be the angular acceleration of that bar magnet. Now when the equilibrium condition is attained, then in equilibrium condition both torques must be balanced, that is the rotating torque must be equal to the restoring torque. Now this is the restoring torque, that is torque R will be equal to minus torque, that is minus of rotating torque. The direction of these two torques will be opposite to each other, and therefore minus sign is taken here. Therefore we can write restoring torque is I into d square theta by dt square, that will be equal to minus mb sin theta rotating torque. As theta is very small, and therefore we can write sin theta will be nearly equal to theta. Sin theta is equal to theta, and therefore I into d square theta by dt square must be equal to minus mb theta. And from this the acceleration, that is d square theta by dt square angular acceleration, will be written as minus mb upon I into theta, equation number 4. So this equation gives the angular acceleration of that rotating magnet. In this case mb and I will be constant, and therefore acceleration will be proportional to this angular displacement theta. And therefore as it is angular displacement, in case of linear motion we can write d square x by dt square equal to minus omega square x. that this will represent linear acceleration minus omega square, that will be here omega square will be constant and into x is there, and therefore as it is constant, therefore we can say that this linear acceleration is directly proportional to linear displacement as equation number 5. Now such type of equation is valid in case of simple harmonic motion. So this equation represents linear simple harmonic motion, that is linear SHM. Now if you compare this equation number 4 with this 5, then here it is angular acceleration. This constant factor is similar to that of omega square and theta will be similar to x. Therefore equation number 4 will represent the acceleration of the magnet when it is performing angular or rotational motion, and therefore as here the angular acceleration is proportional to angular displacement, therefore this will represent the angular simple harmonic motion, that is angular SHM. And therefore we can say that when any bar magnet is placed in uniform magnetic field and if it is rotating, at that time it will perform angular SHM, that is angular simple harmonic motion. And therefore from this we can write, comparing equation 4 and 5, omega square will be equal to mb upon I. And therefore as these two equations 4 and 5 are analogous with each other, therefore comparing we can write omega square equal to mb upon I. From this taking square root we can write omega equal to square root of mb upon I. Omega equal to square root of mb upon I. This omega will represent angular velocity of that bar magnet. And therefore if suppose T represents, capital T represents the time period of angular SHM. For this angular SHM, if T is the periodic time, that is time taken by that magnet to complete one oscillation or one vibration, if it is equal to T, then for angular SHM we have the relation between angular velocity and period, that is T is equal to 2 pi by omega. And therefore if we write T is equal to 2 pi omega, that will be equal to 2 pi upon square root of mb upon I, because here omega equal to square root of mb upon I. Then if we shift this square root to numerator, then we can write T is equal to 2 pi square root of I upon mb, equation number 6. So in this case the period of oscillation of that angular SHM or that given bar magnet T will be equal to 2 pi square root of I upon mb, where I is moment of inertia of that magnet, m will be magnetic dipole moment of that magnet, and b is the magnetic field. So this will be regarding the torque acting on that magnetic dipole when it is placed in uniform magnetic field.